Today on Good Morning Maine, the State House was absolutely packed yesterday in Augusta, full of hundreds of people advocating for gun control. And all of this was followed by a bomb threat which forced an evacuation. Plus, Maine's yellow flag law was utilized yesterday in a separate attempt to take a man in for a mental health and substance abuse evaluation after he allegedly opened fire in his home. And all the latest in the former President Donald Trump's appeal process to be on the GOP primary ballot. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith and thank you for tuning in this morning. Let's get a first check of that forecast with meteorologist Devin Biggs.
Alrighty, happy Thursday. We have some advisories along the coast, some small craft advisories up until 1 p.m. as we head towards your Friday. Gale warnings also posted until 7 a.m. Friday as well, though. We're going to be watching for some active surf that will be taking place at least through early Friday and even parts of Friday afternoon as well. Meanwhile, though, on land, we are watching some snow that has been developing after this morning in a few spots, though. We're seeing a few returns showing up on the radar. Chances for snow will continue on and off as we do move forward in time today. But notice by this afternoon, though, things will start to back off just a bit. Here's a bigger picture, though. There's a snow developing there, watching it from the west going toward the east. And again, we'll have our turn for snow today, but we'll start to back off later on this afternoon and into the evening time frame. Notice, so by this afternoon, the clouds begin to break up, but it will remain breezy as well, but will be mostly clear coming up later on tonight. As for the wind, not too bad, though, roughly at around 5 miles per hour for now, but it will be increasing up to 15, even 20 miles per hour later on today, and it will remain breezy again as we head towards tomorrow as well. So overall for today, we'll see upper 30s snow showers and decreasing clouds late, in the northwest wind getting up to around 20 miles per hour. By tonight, lower teens, getting chilly out there, mostly clear and breezy. Northwest wind gusting up to around 25 miles per hour at times. For tomorrow, middle 20s, mostly sunny and breezy. Northwest wind getting up to around 25 miles per hour. Hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period. We'll have some clouds and some snow showers out there with temperatures in the 30s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
Thank you, Devin. Wednesday marked the start of a new legislative session, but the day was marred by threats to lawmakers that triggered the evacuation of the State House. Police say they were made aware of a bomb threat that was emailed in. It turned out to be a hoax, one that also affected at least 11 other state capitals across the country in what officials are calling a wide-scale threat event. Lawmakers who were evacuated here in Maine say these types of hoaxes are concerning.
You know, we're here to work on behalf of the people of Maine to pass laws and improve the lives of the people of the state. And in the middle of that, we're disrupted and told that we have to leave the building because of a bomb scare. So it's very disruptive. It's concerning. You know, and everybody has a right to be safe in their workplace, including legislators and staff.
It's unclear whether Governor Mills was at the State House when the threat came in, but her office says she's safe. The FBI says it's helping to investigate the hoax threats across the country. In other news now, before lawmakers were forced to evacuate, one of the major topics discussed was how the state will move forward after the Lewiston mass shooting, as well as how to prevent it from happening again. Our Augusta reporter Corey Bichard has more.
Well, we did start out on a very important and somber note, recognizing the victims of the Lewiston mass shooting, as well as having the opening prayer by a woman and a reverend from that area, as well as an absolutely rousing and wonderful national anthem rendition by the chamber choir from the Lewiston High School.
And on the House side, they also remembered and paid tribute to the Lewiston massacre by honoring the police and first responders of Lewiston, Lisbon, and the surrounding communities.
Chair is pleased to recognize behind the glass and ask that they join me in the well of the chamber. Ryan McGee, Chief of Police, Lisbon. Stanley Larson, Paramedic United. Mark Karen, Fire Chief, Lewiston. And David St. Pierre, Chief of Police, Lewiston.
Legislators on both sides of the aisle agree that mental health is going to be a big topic this legislative session in the wake of the Lewiston massacre.
I'm on the side of believing that the systems that were in place failed. The people failed to protect against this psychotic killer. And we need to make further investments in mental health and making sure that we have the resources to ensure that this never happens again.
You know, I think everyone, across the chambers and across the aisle is just, really looking forward to seeing where the sort of missteps happen, what we can do to make sure it never happens again, and make sure that we're examining everything. But I think the most important thing that everyone should know is that we're trying to find something that's based in what works for Maine. What works in other states might not be the right fit here, but know that everyone's working hard to do everything we can to prevent not only a tragedy like Lewiston or any tragedy like that from happening again.
And after the morning session, but of course before the State House was evacuated, the legislators got right to work and then meeting with committees and discussing topics such as that mental health, online gambling, and housing, just to name a few of the topics that we're going to be following this legislative session. Now, this is a shorter legislative session where they are set to adjourn April 17th. So it's just under 3 months, just about 3 months away. So we're going to be watching to see what they can do in these 3 months.
Hundreds of gun control advocates filled the State House on Wednesday to rally for what they're calling common sense reforms. Advocates for reform gathered at the Hall of Flags to send a message to lawmakers that Maine's current gun laws aren't working, as evidenced by the October 25th Lewiston mass shooting.
We are here to show support for our legislators working to enact common sense gun laws, which the majority of Mainers support.
We've gotten careless and we've left loopholes that allow these kind of things. How could we ever protect our children in these schools if we have loopholes like that?
The event also drew opponents of gun control, who say the tragedy in Lewiston could have been prevented if current laws were simply followed properly.
What happened in Lewiston, Auburn was an absolute tragedy. It should have never happened, and it should have never happened because Maine has the yellow flag law. And quite frankly, it's as simple as the yellow flag law was not followed the way it was implemented. If it had been followed, it wouldn't have happened.
Activists say revamping Maine's yellow flag law to make it easier to confiscate weapons from people with mental illness is a priority, along with an assault weapons ban. Police say a man has been charged in connection with a shooting incident in Clifton Wednesday morning. The Penobscot County Sheriff's Office says the call came in around 7:40 a.m. Wednesday from the Gethel Road in Clifton. They say the caller reported firing one shot through a bedroom door after hearing noises inside his house. Deputies quickly responded to the scene and were able to communicate with the caller over the phone. The sheriff's office says while they were on scene, more shots were fired from inside the residence, and neighbors in the immediate area were asked to shelter in place or evacuate. During ongoing communications, deputies were able to convince the caller to put down his firearms and come outside. The 50-year-old male was taken into custody. None of the shots fired during the incident came from the deputies involved. The deputies searched the home, but no other people were inside. However, deputies located a family dog that had been shot and was deceased. The deputies utilized the yellow flag law process to take the man into the hospital for a mental health and substance use evaluation. He was admitted and then charged with reckless conduct with a dangerous weapon. The sheriff's office says multiple firearms were seized from the residence. In other news now, Tuesday, former President Donald Trump officially appealed the decision from Maine Secretary of State Shenna Bellows that bars him from the Maine GOP primary ballot. Our Matthew Duroncic asked Secretary Bellows what the next steps are in the appeal process.
The timeline is taking shape for former President Donald Trump's challenge of the ruling that he is disqualified from Maine's GOP primary ballot.
The Superior Court will set a schedule. The attorneys on both sides will participate. Once the Superior Court makes a decision, and the deadline under statute is January 17th, then either side can appeal to the Maine Supreme Judicial Court.
Secretary Bellows says the process could go to the highest court in the nation.
It then goes to Superior Court, then the Maine Supreme Judicial Court, and then the United States Supreme Court.
The former president's appeal claims the secretary was biased in her decision-making and made multiple errors of law, acting in an arbitrary and capricious manner. However, Secretary Bellows says she was only doing her job under the law.
But this is the process established under our law, that 5 registered Maine voters challenged the qualifications to Mr. Trump's candidacy in a lawful hearing held by the Secretary of State, myself, and then I was required, indeed duty-bound, under the oath I swore to the Constitution, to issue a decision. I voluntarily suspended the effect of my decision so that Mr. Trump has not been removed from the ballot at this time.
Secretary Bellows says if the decision is appealed to the U.S. Supreme Court, the Supreme Court would then have the final say. In Augusta, Matthew Juronsik, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Legislative Republicans from both chambers gathered to show their opposition to Secretary of State Shenna Bellows' decision to bar Trump from the GOP primary ballot. House Republican leader Billy Bob Falkingham and Senate Republican leader Trey Stewart say nearly every Republican lawmaker received calls from their constituents outraged over the decision.
She is, in fact, the best thing Donald Trump has going for him right now. By helping to stir up our base and motivate our folks, I can tell you that the Republican base in Maine is incredibly energized over this. We've been hearing constantly from our constituents, and we will do everything that we can to change this decision. It is going to play out in the courts, which is a different branch of government, but I will say that Maine's Secretary of State is elected by the legislature. And so if you are at all dissatisfied by this decision, I encourage you to vote accordingly in November.
Senator Stewart went on to say that nearly every Republican legislator supports calls for Secretary Bellows to be impeached or resign over this decision. A man accused of sexually assaulting a minor over a 3-year period has been indicted by the Somerset County grand jury. 43-year-old Keith Merchant of Starks was indicted on multiple charges of gross sexual assault, unlawful sexual contact, and sexual abuse of a minor, as well as violation of conditions of release. Police say the alleged victim is under 15. The grand jury also indicted a Smithfield man in connection with an incident in August. Police responded to Quaker Lane in Smithfield after an individual alleged they were assaulted. 33-year-old Cy Perry barricaded himself inside the home and was arrested hours later. He was indicted on charges of aggravated assault and criminal threatening with a dangerous weapon. And finally, a Brewer man was indicted in connection with a hit-and-run accident in Pittsfield. 26-year-old Julian Soroy was indicted for leaving the scene of an accident that caused serious bodily injury or death and driving to endanger. And according to Pittsfield police, 2 pedestrians were struck on the Higgins Road in April. A 61-year-old man suffered serious injuries and a 69-year-old woman was also injured. Police say the vehicle did not stop after hitting them. Moving on now, after a December rain and windstorm left widespread destruction, FEMA is now traveling the state to assess both public and private damage. Asia Reed shows us one property that crews are assessing and looks at what may come next.
One of their stops was here in Pittston. Lisa Sherwood was at work on December 18th when she got a call from her neighbor that a tree had gone through her roof.
I don't know. I just want to cry, you know. Just kind of like, wow, how could this happen to me, you know?
Here's the inside view of her home, a massive hole in the roof of her spare bedroom, causing nearly $26,000 in damage.
It's like I had no clue what to do. I just sat here and cried.
Crews from FEMA are here to assess damage from December's historic storm.
I just want to double check.
Both public and private properties affected, like Sherwood's home. If it's more than Maine can handle, Governor Mills will request a major disaster declaration from President Biden.
We're going to see all the damage that the state wants us to see, and we'll be here as long as it takes to accomplish this mission.
At the peak of the storm, nearly 400,000 CMP customers lost power. Flooding and high winds damaged roads, businesses, and homes. Around the Pittston area, winds peaked to nearly 70 miles per hour. Sherwood is using a tarp and plywood as a temporary fix, but with snow on the ground and cold weather, heat's being sucked right out.
Just going right out the roof.
The governor is asking Mainers to take a second look around for damage, writing in a statement, "I continue to urge impacted Maine people to report any property damage to 211 to help state of Maine and federal officials measure the full impact of the storm and help us access federal benefits." For now, Sherwood will have to wait for an answer. until evaluations are done.
I'm kind of nervous, anxious, and just all over the place.
Teams from FEMA will be here through the end of the week to assess damage.
All right, the time now is 6:15. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, the reasons why the Ellsworth Police Department has been left indefinitely suspended remain a mystery for now. We'll have all the details available after the break. But before we go, let's take another quick look at that forecast. Snow showers are likely throughout the day today, partly cloudy in the sky, high of 38 degrees, dropping down to a low of 12 tonight. It'll be quite chilly overnight. Tomorrow, mostly sun, a breeze, and 26 degrees.
What I've learned over my 17 years in pharmacy is that every medication has the potential to affect every person differently. That was evident with my own mother. The medications were hindering her ability to think quickly. It did feel a little premature to stop driving, but it was the right thing to do. My message to Mainers would be never doubt the potential side effects. Talk to a loved one about your ability to drive safely.
My father worked at the mill for over 30 years. He was exposed to a great community and excelled at his job, but he was also exposed to asbestos. The air quality inside the mill was always his biggest complaint. He had no idea how deadly some of the products and materials were. When he was diagnosed with mesothelioma, we knew to call Joe Bornstein's office to get my dad the help he needs and the justice he deserves.
Call Joe today for a free case evaluation. There's never a fee unless you win.
All the nonsense
Fibber.
meets no nonsense.
I don't buy it.
Judge Judy.
Weekdays at 5 on ABC7.
You're not going to want to miss this.
Jeopardy, like the Everest of trivia.
Spitting truth there.
You gotta feel smart. If you wanna look smart, get smart, be smart, think smart, talk smart, get smart. You are smart, smarty pants.
You gotta unleash the power.
Woo! This week at 7:30, only on ABC7.
Ellsworth's police chief has been placed on indefinite leave from the department pending the outcome of an internal investigation. Our Grace Blanchard tells us what we know at this time.
As of Wednesday, December 27th, Ellsworth Police Chief Glenn Mosier has been placed on leave from his role with the department. Mosier, who also serves as the city manager for Ellsworth, has been police chief since 2017. Due to Mosier's dual role as city manager and police chief, Deputy Chief Troy Byers has been managing the day-to-day operations of the department. Byers declined to comment on Mosier's employment status or the investigation, but did confirm that he will be continuing to oversee operations. Mosier was also named president of the Maine Police Chiefs Association in November of this past year. Executive Director Edward Tolan confirmed that Mosier has asked for a temporary leave of absence from his role as president. Tolan says the executive committee granted the leave Wednesday morning in an executive session, and Auburn Police Chief Jason Moen has taken role as acting president. Glenn Mosier has been a public servant for the city of Ellsworth for decades. Although Mosier's length of leave from the police department is unclear, he will continue to serve in his role as the city manager. Mosier said in a statement, quote, "While this recent situation is upsetting and I am hopeful for a quick resolution, I am committed to serving the city of Ellsworth as city manager to the best of my ability. I appreciate your support and kindness during this trying time." As for the investigation, at this point there have been no details given as to why Mosier has been placed on leave, and it is unclear how long the investigation will take. In Ellsworth, Grace Blanchard for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
The next City of Ellsworth Council meeting will be next week, where we hope to find out more information. In other news, members of the Maine Long-Term Care Ombudsman Program and other stakeholders gathered at the State House on Wednesday, calling on lawmakers to support nursing homes. The meeting highlighted issues within the nursing home sector and served as a call to action to strengthen access to care for older and disabled residents. According to the Maine Healthcare Association, 23 Maine nursing homes have closed in the past 10 years, 9 of those just since 2020. With Maine being one of the country's oldest states in terms of its population, Members of the long-term care program are asking lawmakers to provide additional funding to help keep the state's nursing homes afloat.
We would urge this legislature to take action ensuring that the Extraordinary Circumstances Allowance Program receive continued funding to assist those facilities at risk. We urge that sufficient funding be provided to support the remaining facilities to prevent more closures.
Lawmakers like Democratic Representative Cheryl Golick say it's important not only to fund nursing homes, but to make sure they're operational for the elderly.
We need to really start thinking outside of the box of how we're going to get to that workforce shortage, because it's really affecting a lot of very important industries.
According to the Maine Healthcare Association, there are only 81 nursing homes open statewide. Hancock County was hit especially hard by the closures. The county no longer has a nursing home in operation. The time now is 6:21. After the break, the Orono Town Council has set aside $10 grand to encourage community members to host more events for everyone to take part in. This story and that full weather forecast right after the break.
Your favorite restaurants for half off. It's half off dining from Fox 22 and ABC 7. Go to foxbangor.com, click on half off dining, and start saving now.
Escape to tranquility at the Mill Cafe in Dover Foxcroft, where every sip comes with a view. Enjoy fresh brews and delectable bites right on the water's edge. Your oasis awaits.
Great restaurants from all over Eastern Maine at half off dining from Fox 22 and ABC 7.
For the best selection in classic and contemporary furnishings, stop by Richard Parks Furniture on High Street in Ellsworth. Handcrafted New England-made bedrooms and dining rooms, imported Scandinavian recliners and upholstery, more than 40 lines of furniture for the home and patio. Richard Parks Furniture is your #1 stop for quality, functionality, and well-designed furniture at affordable prices. Richard Parks Furniture.
Discover Richard Parks.
132 High Street in Ellsworth.
Discover Richard.
When you're ready to tackle your next building project, depend on the knowledge and experience of Hammond Lumber Company. Hammond's Home Planning Center will turn your ideas into accurate conceptual drawings, and 3D visualization is available. Your Hammond sales rep will prepare a materials list and cost estimate. And when you buy all of your materials from them, Hammond will refund all of your design fees. Hammond can deliver your order from any of their 22 locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner since 1953.
The Orono Town Council has set aside $10,000 for an initiative that aims to get community members more involved in hosting events. Our Doug Banks spoke with a town councilor about how this project could bolster Orono community pride.
It's called a mini grant program, but the impact it'll have on Orono will not be small.
We didn't want a couple $100s to get in the way of somebody's great idea becoming something that can bring the community together.
Orono Town Council has begun reviewing applications from organizations or community members with proposals for programs or events that would benefit the community.
This is a brand new initiative. We funded it in our budget that we passed back in June. So we are now spreading the word and getting our first grants out to people and encouraging people to come forward with ideas about what we can do to get new programs, new ideas off the ground that can create more capacity for community building.
Their first mini grant event will take place on Sunday during a community potluck gathering.
For our first mini grant program, we're funding storytelling and music about our Wabanaki culture. I think it's a great first step for this program.
Demerit and others envision seeing this program grow, where one event today could spark an annual celebration.
We want to make it clear to people that their voice matters in Orono, that if they have an idea in Orono, that the town wants to be a partner in making it a reality.
In Orono, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Sounds like a good idea. The time now is 8:24. Oh my gosh, it's 6:24. You can tell I'm tired this morning. Let's get a full look at that forecast with meteorologist Devin Biggs.
Alrighty, happy Thursday. A small crowd advisory is up until 1 p.m. Friday for the highlighted areas right about in here. This different shade of pink here is actually a gale warning. It's up until 7 a.m. Friday. Active surf will be common between now and as we head towards your Friday. Things will become a little bit more active later on today as well. For now, we're not too bad though, at around 1 to 2 feet. So kind of the calm before the storm. Some gusty winds will be moving in throughout the daytime period today and again tonight. And so that's why we're watching for active surf along the coast, and that's why those advisories are posted. On land, we're watching for snow that's starting to develop in a few spots now. We have more activity off toward the west. We'll be watching for more of this developing throughout the daytime period. Today, let's zoom things out and give you the bigger picture. That cold front being located right about in here. That'll be moving from the west going toward the east today. That'll give us that chance for snow. Then we'll back off for a few days, and then more snow possible as we head towards your Sunday. So futurecast moving forward, showing that chance for snow today. Notice by this afternoon to the evening time frame, the clouds begin to get out of here as the snow clears up. We'll be under a mostly clear sky tonight. It will be a little bit breezy from time to time as well as we head towards your Friday. Lots of sunshine to start things off. That'll be pretty nice, right? And then as we head towards the weekend, some clouds moving in. Maybe some snow in the northern parts of the state, but for the rest of us, so we'll be looking okay there. As for the snow chances today, you might get a little bit there, maybe less than a half an inch, but nothing too meaningful on the way from the system that will be moving through. As for the snowfall coming up for Sunday, this system we may need to watch though, as it does look to move in as we head towards your Sunday, and it looks like we might get something from this, some gusty winds and a little bit of snow with us as well as we head towards your Sunday. So a few days to watch this yet, but this may cause a few travel issues though for the weekend, so we'll need to keep an eye on that though as it does develop, but we'll be out of here as we head towards your Monday. Otherwise, so let's talk about some temperatures real quick. We've been above normal recently, and yesterday we were above normal again, had around 36 degrees, had 6 degrees above normal. As our average high temperature is now 29 degrees, we'll be in the upper 30s today. Middle 20s Friday, then we're back in the lower to middle 20s Saturday and a Sunday, lower 30s again Monday, middle 20s Tuesday. There is a warm up by Wednesday as we're back in the lower 40s. So for today, upper 30s, snow showers and decreasing clouds late with that northwest wind getting up to about 20 miles per hour. Later on tonight, lower teens, mostly clear and breezy out there. Northwest wind getting up to around 25 miles per hour. But as we head towards tomorrow, though, again, mostly sunny, highs in the middle 20s, breezy as well. Northwest wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's looking at extended forecast. So mostly cloudy on Saturday with highs in the lower 20s. More snow showers Sunday, highs in the mid 20s, and lower 30s by Monday with a mostly sunny sky.
The Orono Arcade is an ideal birthday party destination. We have the best arcade video games, including Tomb Raider, Halo, Need for Speed, Mario Kart, and Luigi's Mansion. You are guaranteed to have hours of fun. Plus, we also have a 9-hole blacklight mini golf course that changes weekly. Allow us to provide hours of fun for you and your friends. You bring the cake, we'll provide the entertainment. Call us today to schedule your birthday party event, 889-3166.
Right now, there's just so much happening in our world. So much at stake at the start of every morning.
Making sense of it all, that's not always so easy.
And that's where we come in.
Good morning, America. We want you to know every morning.
We're right here, and we got you.
We are a AAA family. I was introduced through my family. My husband was introduced through his family. We had the same insurance company for a long time, and we were fed up with paying a lot of money. We decided to go check out AAA insurance. We were shocked of how much we would save.
Switch to AAA Insurance today, and you could save hundreds on auto insurance. For over 100 years, AAA has been providing legendary service and has helped who it values most, its members.
By switching to AAA Insurance and bundling our insurance policies, we're able to save over $450. The savings that we get through AAA Insurance enables us to do more of what we love. More gas in our car for driving up north to go camp. You do s'mores. You can't lose with s'mores. Yeah.
To find out how much you could save by switching to AAA Insurance, call 844-AAA Insurance or visit AAA.com for an auto insurance quote today. AAA, we're always with you.
Pat's Pizza in Holden has recently expanded their seating capacity. Call now for reserving your event or holiday party with us. The new indoor golf simulators are open for the season. Call now for reservations.
There's one number you need to know. It's called Joe.
Now to the Jeffrey Epstein documents. The names of several people connected to the disgraced financier and sex offender were unsealed last night. The names in those documents include Bill Clinton and Prince Andrew. ABC's Andrew Dimbert has the latest.
This morning, we're learning why attorneys wanted to depose former President Clinton in a now settled defamation case relating to allegations against sex offender Jeffrey Epstein and his one-time paramour, Ghislaine Maxwell.
We know that Clinton has been publicly associated with Epstein before.
The first batch of previously sealed court documents related to Epstein were made public last night. One from a lawsuit filed by Virginia Gouffre. She's one of the women who say they were abused at Epstein's home in Florida, New York, and on a private Caribbean island. Gouffre's attorneys sought to depose Clinton as part of her 2016 lawsuit against Epstein's former girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell, because her attorneys argued Clinton is a key person who can provide information about his close relationship with Maxwell and Epstein and disapprove Maxwell's claims.
This is just the first of what's coming out about these names that have been associated with Jeffrey Epstein for a long time.
Gouffre made no allegations of wrongdoing against Clinton, contradicting a previous claim when she said she flew with Clinton and the Secret Service in a helicopter. According to Maxwell's unsealed deposition, she said the allegations that Clinton had dinner on Epstein's private island were 100% false.
Without Virginia Gouffre's lawsuit, this stuff wouldn't have been exchanged because it was relevant to the claims, and now the court has decided there's no good basis to keep this stuff under wraps from the public.
After Epstein's arrest in 2019, a Clinton spokesperson denied the former president knew about Epstein's crimes, denied Clinton was ever on Epstein's island, and said Clinton had not communicated with Epstein in more than a decade. Also in the documents, deposition from a witness who said she met Michael Jackson and magician David Copperfield during her time with Epstein. Epstein died in jail while awaiting trial on sex trafficking charges in 2019. His death was ruled a suicide. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
Maxwell was also convicted of sex trafficking and other crimes for helping Epstein abuse teen girls. She's serving a 20-year sentence, which she's appealing. In a statement overnight, her lawyers said she has consistently and vehemently maintained her innocence. And now on to the latest on the Iranian blasts that killed dozens of people. Iranian officials say 2 bombs exploded and killed more than 100 people at a ceremony for a prominent Iranian general. It was the deadliest attack to target Iran in over 40 years. ABC's Ike Ajachi is in Washington with the latest.
The Biden administration saying it's likely ISIS behind the 2 explosions, triggering panic on the streets of a crowded Iranian city. The 2 powerful bombs detonating during a ceremony marking the death of Iran's former top general Qasem Soleimani, killed 4 years ago by a U.S. drone strike and considered the mastermind behind an Iranian-backed network of militia groups that included Hamas and Hezbollah. The scene outside a local hospital chaotic as the wounded are frantically lifted down from emergency vehicles and pushed into the hospital on stretchers. Officials say the bombs were placed in backpacks and detonated remotely, the attack killing scores of people and wounding over 200 more, the largest in that country in more than 40 years. Iranian officials immediately accusing Israel and, quote, criminal America of the attacks, saying Israel will pay the price. U.S. officials denying involvement.
I'm not going to speak for another nation. I would just tell you that we have no indication that Israel was in any way involved in this.
The attack comes just one day after officials say an Israeli drone targeted and killed a top Hamas official, Saleh al-Aruri, in Lebanon, raising fears of a wider war in the region.
We remain incredibly concerned, as we have been from the outset of this conflict, about the risk of the conflict spreading into other fronts.
Hezbollah's top leader calling the strike a serious and heinous crime that will not go without punishment. U.S. officials say they were not told in advance of the strike. Ike Ajachi, ABC News, Washington.
Coming up on the second half of the newscast, there are 3 viruses making up what health officials are calling the triple-demic, and they aren't RSV or COVID. We'll have the details as Good Morning Maine continues.
Maine QuitLink offers free help to stop smoking and vaping, including personalized quit plans and free patches, gum, and/or lozenges with every program. Get connected to a quit coach, trained to develop a plan that works for you. Learn how to curb cravings and overcome slips and relapses. It's free, it works, and people who enroll are 2 times more likely to successfully quit. Call 1-800-QUIT-NOW or enroll online at mainequitlink.com.
Roto-Rooter has served the greater Bangor area and beyond for 35 years, offering plumbing, hydrojetting, snaking, descaling, video inspection, and grease interceptor cleaning services. For all your residential and commercial clogs, call Roto-Rooter today, 990-1234.
And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
Pat's Pizza in Holden has recently expanded their seating capacity. Call now for reserving your event or holiday party with us. The new indoor golf simulators are open for the season. Call now for reservations.
Jamar Construction Products in Bangor continues to grow to meet our customers' needs, supplying products for site work contractors, concrete contractors, and survey and safety supplies. We are proud to be the local dealer for Hilti, Valley Blades, U.S. Fabrics, and Euclid Chemical, plus so much more. Stop by and see us at 1270 Hammond Street or give us a call at 907-4491. If you dig it, pour it, plow it, fasten it, lay it, or lift it, Jamar Construction Products can help you.
Hi, I'm Angelina Mucci.
And I'm Andy Mucci of Family Fun Bowling Center.
When we want to know the weather, we go to foxbangor.com.
Celebrating our 50th anniversary year, Family Fun Bowling Center has 20 lanes of 10-pin bowling at its best.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith, and today is Thursday, January 4th, 2024, and today is National Spaghetti Day, which honestly, personally, always sounds good to me, especially if it's with some homemade sauce, maybe some meatballs, maybe some garlic bread. Just an idea. Not a huge holiday, but good idea for dinner tonight. Okay, now let's look at some events that occurred on this day in history. In 1847, Samuel Colt sells his first revolver to the United States government. It has been known as the Colt Walker, sometimes known as the Walker Colt, which was a single-action revolver that Colt designed because he wanted a handgun that was extremely powerful at close range. In 1885, Dr. William Grant of Iowa performed the first appendectomy in America, which is the surgical removal of the appendix. This was on a 22-year-old woman named Mary Gartside. She reportedly made a full recovery. And in 1903, in a horrific act of animal cruelty and abuse, Topsy the circus elephant was electrocuted purposefully by her owners at Luna Park, Coney Island, and was filmed by Edison Manufacturing Moving Company. It has been reported that this was to show the dangers of alternating current. Topsy the elephant did not survive. It doesn't really seem necessary to me. In 1959, the USSR's Luna 1 became the first spacecraft to leave Earth's gravity. And in 1962, the first automated and unmanned subway train started operating in New York City. For birthdays today, we have British actress Emma Mackey, known for her roles in the show Sex Education and in the new Barbie movie. She's 28 today. Scottish actor Graham McTavish, known for his roles in Outlander and House of the Dragon, is 63 today. And American actress and comedian Darcy Carden, known for her roles in The Good Place and Barry, is 44 today. All of these people are really talented, and I admire them in the things that I've seen them in. Pretty cool. And they're lesser known as well. Love to see it. Okay, moving right along now. There's going to be some snow showers throughout the day today. It may cause the roads to be slick, but it doesn't seem like there's going to be a lot of accumulation. Let's check in with Devin Biggs for that forecast.
Alrighty, happy Thursday. We have some advisories along the coast, some small craft advisories up until 1 p.m. as we head towards your Friday. Gale warnings also posted until 7 a.m. Friday as well, though. We're going to be watching for some active surf that will be taking place at least through early Friday and even parts of Friday afternoon as well. Meanwhile, though, on land, we are watching some snow that has been developing after this morning in a few spots, though. We're seeing a few returns showing up on the radar. Chances for snow will continue on and off as we do move forward in time today. But notice by this afternoon, though, things will start to back off just a bit. Here's a bigger picture, though. There's a snow developing there, watching it from the west going toward the east. And again, we'll have our turn for snow today, but we'll start to back off later on this afternoon and into the evening time frame. Notice, so by this afternoon, the clouds begin to break up, but it will remain breezy as well, but will be mostly clear coming up later on tonight. As for the wind, not too bad, though, roughly at around 5 miles per hour for now, but it will be increasing up to 15, even 20 miles per hour later on today, and it will remain breezy again as we head towards showers tomorrow as well. So overall for today, we'll see upper 30s snow showers and decreasing clouds late, in the northwest wind getting up to around 20 miles per hour. By tonight, lower teens, getting chilly out there, mostly clear and breezy. Northwest wind gusting up to around 25 miles per hour at times. For tomorrow, middle 20s, mostly sunny and breezy. Northwest wind getting up to around 25 miles per hour. Hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period. We'll have some clouds and some snow showers out there with temperatures in the 30s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
Thank you, Devin. Of the 3 viruses making up the so-called triple-demic, flu is in the spotlight this week, causing more infections than COVID or RSV. Fox's Jonathan Seri has more from Atlanta.
I would say right this moment, flu is causing more severe disease than COVID.
Health officials across the country are scrambling to contain a new surge of respiratory viruses. And while COVID and RSV are on the radar, this year flu is causing the most infections. And the sheer numbers are also driving up the amount of serious cases.
Flu is so dominant that there are more patients with influenza, milder infections that can go home, but also people that need hospitalization.
You can see here on the CDC's latest flu tracker, most of the country is experiencing high activity. So far this season, we've seen more than 7 million illnesses, 73,000 hospitalizations, and 4,500 deaths. And that trend is expected to continue as folks return from their holiday gatherings. Another big driver, vaccine hesitancy, with less than half of the country rolling up their sleeves for the flu shot so far.
People are definitely more resistant to get shots this year than they have been. I think we burned them out a little bit with the COVID shots.
Now, some doctors and pharmacists are warning upcoming price hikes for hundreds of drugs could make it even harder to fight the flu. And they're urging patients to find a pharmacist they trust so they can get the treatment they need.
The pharmacists and the pharmacy technicians are far more in tune with the prices of drugs, so work with a pharmacist, see what options are out there.
There are a number of antiviral treatments available, but they're most effective if used early, so call your doctor right away if you're feeling sick. In Atlanta, Jonathan Seri, Fox News.
Still to come here this morning, Ryan Sudol will have the latest with sports. We'll be right back.
As a new parent, you find a chance to sleep anywhere you can. But for your baby, a crib, bassinet, or play yard with a firm mattress is the only safe place for them to sleep. Anywhere else could be dangerous. Follow the ABCs of safe sleep. Babies should be alone, on their back, in a clean, clear crib. Learn more safe sleep practices at safesleepforme.org.
With the University of Maine System Education, graduates are soaring to new heights in careers that improve all of our lives. UMS graduates are working in our woods, preserving these giants for future generations, providing life-saving care to our most fragile, and shaping policy to advance democracy for all of us. The University of Maine System, setting students on the path to success.
George and Heidi use Verizon. Dan and Tina have Spectrum Mobile. With Verizon, George and Heidi pay way more for their 2 unlimited lines. With Spectrum, Dan and Tina get 1 unlimited mobile line for $29.99 and their second line free. And with Spectrum, there are no added taxes or hidden fees. Dan and Tina save big, over $1,500 in savings. So George and Heidi, what do you think?
We're switching to Spectrum.
Get 1 unlimited line for $29.99 and get your next line free. Call, click, or visit a Spectrum store today.
Put a little more cash in your bank. Save money with half-off deals at foxbangor.com.
Hey everybody, Ryan Sudol here. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's start with Maine women's basketball. The 7-7 Black Bears opening up their America East schedule Thursday night down at UMass Lowell. For their whole non-conference slate, the dynamic duo of Ann Simon and Adriana Smith, probably the 2 best players in the conference, were stellar. And plus, the rest of the lineup has been finding themselves lately with names like Caroline Boardman, Sarah Talon, and J.C. Christopher putting up good performances on the regular. Head coach Amy Vachon says this type of stability up and down the depth chart will prove key in conference play.
You know, Ann and Addie have been amazing. They on and off the court, their leadership and the stats they're putting up. And so it's nice to start to see other players step up. I think we've had other kids all year kind of step up, but to find some consistency there is going to be important as we get into conference.
The preseason number 2 pick in America East had a tough stretch to end non-conference, losing 3 of 4 games by 7 points or less. Vachon says that while the Black Bears need to learn how to hang on to games, it all comes down to improving their defense as a whole if they want to be at the top of the heap.
For us, it's going to be really important to play 40 minutes, you know, especially on the defensive end. We just have to continue to get better there. We're giving up too many points right now and really kind of got lost with our fundamentals, I would say, the last 2 weeks or so. So really refocusing on that side of the ball is going to be critical.
All right, now to the New England Patriots. The Pats and Jets will close out their respective seasons Sunday afternoon in Foxborough at 1 o'clock. Win or lose Sunday, the Patriots are assured of a top 5 pick in the upcoming NFL draft, with the Bears locking up the top spot. There have been rumors swirling for most of the year that this might be Coach Bill Belichick's last in New England. Wednesday, he was asked that question, and he really didn't give much of an answer.
I'm looking forward to getting ready for the Jets here. This week's about the Jets. Last week was about Buffalo. Week before that was about Denver.
It's Belichick. What else do you think he'd say? Now to the Boston Bruins. After losing 5 of 6 games, the Bees on a roll now, winning their 4th straight game Tuesday against the Columbus Blue Jackets. 3 of the goals in their 4-1 victory came from the third line of James Van Riemsdyk, Danton Heinen, and Trent Frederick. It was their 2nd game together after last week's win against Buffalo, and head coach Jim Montgomery was more than pleased with their efforts in helping in a game where the Bruins looked their best they have in a while.
Their weak side wing was slashing, and, you know, their puck support was excellent. And not only did they have good rush opportunities, but their ozone play and getting to the net, you know, their habits and details were excellent. I think we're getting better and better, and players are getting more poised and more comfortable being in those situations. And I thought tonight was the best of the 4.
To some high school basketball now. Big game Wednesday night up in Old Town. A rematch of last year's B North girls final between the 6-0 Old Town Coyotes and 6-0 Ellsworth. To say this one lived up to the hype would be an understatement. Let's head to the first quarter now. Old Town with the ball. Danica Brown is going to find Taylor Loring in the corner for, say it with me, the corner 3. 6-0 run to start for the Yotes, but Ellsworth leads after 1 quarter. Second quarter, Ellsworth controlled early. Here's Abby Raydell to Lizzie Bowles from the top of the key, and she cashes in from range. Eagles up 7, but up just 1 at the half. Late third, Coyotes lead. Lexi DeGrasse, great pass underneath to Sage Evans, who gets the lay-in to go. Old Town up 6 after 3. To the fourth quarter, tied up midway through. Ellsworth's Lily Bean, the inbound to Grace Jaffray, and that 3-pointer gives them the lead. Final seconds now, 51-48 Ellsworth. Last chance for the Coyotes, but Michaela Emerson's pass is picked off by Jaffray, and that would do it. Ellsworth remains unbeaten, 53-48 the final. Okay, early on in the night, some boys action over at the Cross Center. Holton against John Bapst, looking for their first win of the year are the Crusaders. First quarter, Bapst leading Tristan Martin to Colby Haggerty from range, and he drills it. He was money all game. Later, Isaac Robichaud on the break, up ahead to Martin, and watch this sweet lay-in with the left hand off glass. Nice. Bapst up big after 1. Second quarter, Holton getting on the board here. Thaden Gentle finds Isaiah Irvin, and he nails the jumper from the elbow. Finally, Crusaders again. Elmer Robichaud finding Isaac underneath, and he gets the lay-in to go and 1. Holton, a great comeback attempt, but Bapst hangs on 50-41 for their first win. Okay, that's all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Football fans, with the Caesars Sportsbook app, you can be in the game all the time. Seeking instant action? Quick Picks offers you the most popular games and markets, already built for you and ready to bet. Experience the thrill when you stack your bets to create a super parlay. Build bets for your favorite teams and players across multiple games. This season, don't just watch the game. Download Caesars Sportsbook and experience the game like never before.
Orono is more than just a college town. It's an affordable destination. Welcome to the Orono Arcade, where we have both modern and retro games. And for a new experience, check out our 9-hole blacklight mini golf course. Budget-friendly, fun for the whole family, with 13 restaurants within walking distance. We look forward to seeing you soon at the Orono Arcade.
Your local professional, eco-friendly office space partner is WVII Business Solutions, your one-stop shop to get the job done. Handling all your office furniture and printing machine needs at an affordable price. Offering full system integration into your workplace and local service on everything we sell. We can even remote monitor your system with just-in-time inventory and service need assessments. Little to no downtime gives you peace of mind. At WVII Business Solutions, your solution is only an email or a phone call away.
Forecast with meteorologist Evan Biggs.
Alrighty, happy Thursday. A small crowd advisory is up until 1 p.m. Friday for the highlighted areas right about in here. This different shade of pink here is actually a gale warning. It's up until 7 a.m. Friday. Active surf will be common between now and as we head towards your Friday. Things will become a little bit more active later on today as well. For now, we're not too bad, though, at around 1 to 2 feet. So kind of the calm before the storm. Some gusty winds will be moving in throughout the daytime period today and again tonight. And so that's why we're watching for active surf along the coast, and that's why those advisories are posted. On land, we're watching for snow that's starting to develop in a few spots now. We have more activity off toward the west. We'll be watching for more of this developing throughout the daytime period. Today, let's zoom things out and give you the bigger picture. That cold front being located right about in here. That'll be moving from the west going toward the east today. That'll give us that chance for snow. Then we'll back off for a few days, and then more snow possible as we head towards your Sunday. So Futurecast moving forward, showing that chance for snow today. Notice by this afternoon to the evening time frame, the clouds begin to get out of here as the snow clears up. We'll be under a mostly clear sky tonight. It will be a little bit breezy from time to time as well as we head towards your Friday. Lots of sunshine to start things off. That'll be pretty nice, right? And then as we head towards the weekend, some clouds moving in. Maybe some snow in the northern parts of the state, but for the rest of us, so we'll be looking okay there. As for the snow chances today, you might get a little bit there, maybe less than a half an inch, but nothing too meaningful on the way from the system that will be moving through. As for the snowfall coming up for Sunday, this system we may need to watch, though, as it does look to move in as we head towards your Sunday, and it looks like we might get something from this, some gusty winds and a little bit of snow with us as well as we head towards your Sunday. So a few days to watch this yet, but this may cause a few travel issues, though, for the weekend, so we'll need to keep an eye on that, though, as it does develop, but we'll be out of here as we head towards your Monday. Otherwise, so let's talk about some temperatures real quick. We've been above normal recently, and yesterday we were above normal again at around 36 degrees. That's 6 degrees above normal, as our average high temperature is now 29 degrees. We'll be in the upper 30s today. Middle 20s Friday, then we're back in the lower to middle 20s Saturday and a Sunday, lower 30s again Monday, middle 20s Tuesday. There is a warm up by Wednesday as we're back in the lower 40s. So for today, upper 30s, snow showers and decreasing clouds late with that northwest wind getting up to about 20 miles per hour. Later on tonight, lower teens, mostly clear and breezy out there. Northwest wind getting up to around 25 miles per hour. But as we head towards tomorrow, though, again, mostly sunny, highs in the middle 20s, breezy as well. Northwest wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's looking at extended forecast. So mostly cloudy on Saturday with highs in the lower 20s. More snow showers Sunday, highs in the mid 20s, and lower 30s by Monday with a mostly sunny sky.
Hi, Todd from Dorsey Furniture here with great news for anybody contemplating new furniture in the new year. Right now and until January 8th, selected floor samples throughout our showroom are half off the list price. These items won't last long and delivery will cost you a little extra, so bring your truck or trailer and take home the beautiful new furniture you've been waiting for. Dorsey Furniture, Route 1A, Holden, open 7 days a week. Start the new year with beautiful new furniture from Dorsey Furniture. Live well, my friends.
Your favorite restaurants for half off. It's half off dining from Fox 22 and ABC 7. Go to foxbangor.com, click on half off dining, and start saving now.
Escape to tranquility at the Mill Cafe in Dover Foxcroft, where every sip comes with a view. Enjoy fresh brews and delectable bites right on the water's edge. Your oasis awaits.
Great restaurants from all over Eastern Maine at half-off dining from Fox 22 and ABC 7.
The sweet spot where every craving finds its perfect match. Indulge in our pastries, delicious sandwiches, and our freeze-dried candy. Quench your thirst with our trendy bubble tea, natural energy drinks, or our all-fruit smoothies. The sweet spot in Ellsworth, where sweet meets savory and every sip is an adventure.
Hi friends, I'm Jim Culberson, president of New England Bible College and Seminary. Do you sense the call to become more fully equipped to serve Christ? We offer accessible, affordable education ranging from early college for high school students to standalone classes, 4-course certificates, and degree programs for adults. Courses can be taken in person or online. Visit us today at nebc.edu.
Prepare to be amazed. General Hospital comes to prime time. Let's do it. Your favorite stars return. This is a surprise. To celebrate 60 years.
I thought you would like it.
General Hospital, 60 years of stars and storytelling, tonight on ABC.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. If you're going into the new year with a situationship, Sweethearts Candy may have the perfect sweet treat for you. The iconic candy brand, known for its heart-shaped candies with sweet nothings written on them, is releasing a limited edition situationship box for those not in a traditional relationship this year. As more young people have been getting involved in romantic relationships without an official status attached, the term situationship has grown in popularity. It was even in the top 4 words of 2023 by Oxford University Press. The new heart candies feature blurry misprints that the brand is calling messages as blurry as your relationship. Starting on January 8th, customers can purchase the limited edition situationship candy. I think they're often just, they come like that on accident too, which is, you know, life imitates art, I guess. Okay, the unbeatable game has finally been beaten by a 13-year-old from Oklahoma. In late December, Willis Gibson became the first person ever to officially beat Tetris. He did this by making it to a, quote, kill screen where the game glitches and crashes. This feat is so impressive as the Nintendo game has long been thought to be unbeatable. I love his reaction. It's like, what does he do after that? Is he having like a crisis now because he doesn't know what to do with himself? I'm curious, what is he going to do now? I hope to get a full scholarship because that takes a lot of focus. Okay, Good Morning America is next on ABC 7. You can stay with us for the second hour of Good Morning Maine. That's next on Fox 22. We hope you have a great day.